The potential game of the year in the NFL. Talk about hyperbole. The Baltimore Ravens and the Buffalo Bills will meet in the NFL Divisional Round playoffs as the Ravens defeated the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Buffalo Bills defeated the Denver Broncos. It's God's favorite host. It's Purple Friday. We're amped up on the Flex Zone. Turn it all the way up. It's the Divisional Round playoff preview. You know I got you. Right here on the Flex Zone podcast, your home for Ravens content and the only place giving you sports how you want it when you need it. Throw your ones up and acknowledge the head of the sports podcast table, the Flex Zone podcast. Running all the way to New Orleans. We're on the run to Buffalo, hopefully with the chance to get back to the AFC Championship game with the chance of redemption. Make sure you stiff on that subscribe button like Derek Lightning McQueen Henry. Make sure you tackle that thumbs up like Roquan Smith in the defense, Kyle Hamilton, or Darius Washington, Matabike, Van Noy. And make sure you blitz that bell. Bring the pressure so you know when all the content drops each and every day. Ravens content, Commanders content, Turk content, Orioles content, WWE, AEW. We got it all for you right here on the Flex Zone podcast. And I got your preview for the Ravens and Bills. And make sure you comment down below. Any comment helps us out. Give me a prediction. Keys to the game, injury report, X factors, and anything I missed in the preview. But I'm going to break it all down like nobody can. Let's get to this game. We know it is the preview of the potential game of the year. It is a 1-point spread. The Ravens actually 1-point road favorites. So the Ravens, yet again, favorites on the road, over under 51.5. As you can see, Buffalo slightly predicted to win over the Ravens. But as you can see, pretty much a pick game. And it's what else you want. You got the two best quarterbacks that are playing right now in the NFL, Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen. No, we didn't forget about you, Patrick Mahomes, but the two top MVP candidates, combined 27 wins, 2 divisional champions. It's going to be everything it's expected to be, I think. Obviously, we know the weather. It's going to be cold. It's going to be single digits with the wind chill, potential of snow during the game. It's a 6:30 CBS, the prime time main event of the divisional round weekend. So a great weekend of games altogether, but it's going to culminate on Sunday night at 6:30, which I did predict, by the way, once we did see who they would play as well. Now, the temperature is expected to dip below 10 degrees Fahrenheit. Like I said, single digits, minus 12 Celsius. So the Ravens, they practice inside all week because the field was too frozen to practice on as well. But it's interesting. Jackson, career best 45 touchdowns, as you can see down below, led the league in numerous passing categories, first quarterback, 4,000 yards, and over 3,000 yards rushing. So we remember 2020, the Ravens and Bills played. If you look at the history between the Ravens and Bills, actually, the two teams have played combined 12 times. One postseason game, was in 2021, but the Bills won 17-3. But the Ravens did win this earlier this season. They shellacked them, they handled them, they polarized them. It was hammering time. And the Bills did beat the Ravens last year, or 2022, rather. Josh Allen and his team, a last-second field goal in a rainy, ugly game, which it was. So Ravens lead 7-5 all time. So that'll be something to look out as well. Lamar Jackson in that game. Terry Johnson had a game still. Derrick Henry in the first matchup had a season best 199 yards, including an 87-yard touchdown on the Ravens' first offensive snap as well. Not to be outdone, James Cook. He matched Henry with 16 touchdowns this season, 13 of which after week 5. They added Amari Cooper, did the Bills, and it gave the Bills 13 players with a touchdown catch this season. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be a bloodbath. It's going to be a slobber knocker, knockdown, drag-out fight. The Ravens had 5.76 yards per attempt. They marked now the highest in the last 6 decades is the 1963 Browns, averaged 5.74. 8 career playoff games for Derrick Henry, the king. 150 yards 4 times. So he's had over 150 yards 4 times. This ties Hall of Famer Terrell Davis for most in the NFL history.
That's one big son of a bitch!
And what I'll get into with the special teams aspect and my keys, Justin Tucker's 13th season, it has not been his best. He was 73.3% this season, 22 of 30, but 6 of 11 from 50 yards or longer. Stay tuned for my prediction. I think he will be in that prediction. He missed 2 extra points as well. Tyler Bass was fifth, was his fifth season, excuse me. He just finished fifth season, 24 of 29 for a second straight year, missing a career worst, though. His struggle area was extra points. So keep an eye out for that. He missed a career high 5 extra points this season. But Tyler Bass, as good as they come, he is consistent, 24 of 29 for the second straight year, only his fifth season in the league. So when you look at that opportunity right there for the Ravens, special teams is going to be a huge, huge key. And it's going to be something that I'm going to be looking at or lose the game for this team. But let's get into the threads. I know you like to dress like your favorite Raven. I know you want to dress like the pros because you are pros. We are pros here on the Flex Zone. It is one of my favorites that I haven't seen in a while. The all-white threads. We're going all white in Buffalo. We'll be all white like the snow. It is a 6:30 game. You see Lamar Jackson. You'll see a lot of that, him with the ball in his hand on Sunday night. So they are indeed going with the all white. Good choice. I was kind of disappointed we didn't get the all blacks last week, but you can't cry over spilled milk. As long as they win, that's all that matters. But the Ravens will indeed be donning their all white jerseys on Sunday afternoon or Sunday evening, excuse me. Let's get to the injury report. It's kind of clear. We know what it is. I mean, look at it as we go through here. The injury report is pretty simple. Zay Flowers, Deontay Hardy practiced with the knee fully, so we don't know if he's going to play a part in the return game. I don't know how you put a guy who hasn't returned in months back in, but we'll see. But Zay Flowers, it looks like he's not going to play. As of the recording of this video, it's not confirmed, but it's all but confirmed. He hasn't practiced all week. I don't think they would let him go out there without practicing at least once or twice this week to make sure he's good to go instead of just throwing him out there in a pivotal game. In a game which is going to be tough to get your footing, get your traction with getting in and out of your breaks with slippery, wet, windy conditions. Not ideal for the passing game for either team. Obviously, Josh Allen is built for that, so he may have a slight advantage, but Lamar can spin that thing as well, but it's going to suck having no Zay. You can't have everything. You got to sacrifice something, I always say, especially when it comes to the Ravens. Yeah, we've had great health all season, but the one player who's going to be out is our number one Pro Bowl wide receiver. So hopefully this will be week 2 of him missing it. This would give him another week. So it will be, 3 weeks since he's played a game if he's able to play in the AFC Championship game, because I'm naming it and claiming it already. Would he be ready? Then you would have another 2 weeks to the Super Bowl. I think definitely by the Super Bowl if the Ravens get there, but I think if they get to the AFC Championship game, they're going to need Zay Flowers. But those your injury report. From a Bills perspective, we know last time they did miss a good amount of players. They will have, obviously, their guys back. Matt Milano, that's going to be very, very huge for them. He is the best linebackers in the league. He is undersized like a lot of the Bills players and their defensive linemen, but he has speed, he can hit, and I think what you're looking at is the potential of them. Really, the biggest question in this game is how are they going to stop the run? How is Buffalo going to stop the running game of the Ravens? That is a good question because the Bills play a lot of nickel. The Bills, they don't blitz a lot. They play a lot of zone. They sit back and rush 4 and allow you to complete the pass, and they come up and tackle you. So it's going to be interesting to see how the Bills defense, Sean McDermott, a defensive guy, defensive mind, how will he attack this Ravens run game? And not importantly, just Derrick Henry, but Lamar Jackson. And Justice Hill as well. So we'll see what happens there. But Buffalo did have some injuries last time. They will have Matt Milano back, Taron Johnson, who also missed that game. So they will have their linebackers. They will have who they want on the field as well. And I think it's going to be a little bit harder for the Ravens to run the ball. I don't think it will be as easy as people. A lot of Ravens fans are confident this week. We're poking our chest out. Buffalo's for real. Buffalo is a legit team. They have some great fans. They're very respectful. I know they're going to be loud rockers. Buffalo is undefeated at home this season, but Terrell Bernard was the other linebacker. So Matt Milano on the weak side, Bernard the middle side. So Milano can run free. Milano and Bernard work well together. Like I said, Taron Johnson, who had the 101-yard interception return against Lamar Jackson, he left the game last week, came back. DeMar Hamlin is healthy. Good to see that. So it's going to be an interesting matchup with these two teams. And as I get into my keys, like I said, both teams are predominantly healthy from a Bills perspective. Looks like Ray Davis did practice. He's questionable. Alec Anderson. So they're going to be pretty much at full strength also. And They got a three-headed monster: Ray Davis, obviously James Cook, and Maryland's own Ty Johnson. But let's get to those keys to the game because, as you can see, it was wonderful down at the ice festivities down and with the pop-up shop down at the stadium. But as I get to my keys, my general key, I always like to say, has some fake snow also. We know Carl Sheffers is the referee today, on Sunday, excuse me. 10 penalties per game, averaging 1,284 yards for the season. So that's the total. 164 flags, 73 on the home team, 91 on the road team. So keep an eye on this. Home team has a 73% win advantage and 12 penalties against the Ravens when he was the referee in the Chargers game. 558 yards and 8 touchdowns for Derrick Henry against the Bills in his career. I got to throw that in there as well. But Carl Sheffers and his crew, 10 penalties per game, 1,284 yards for the season. We know the Ravens are among the league leaders. He's thrown 164 flags, him and his crew, 73 on the home team, but 91 on the road team. So nearly 20 more penalties on the road team, let alone on the home team. Home team, 73% win percentage. Buffalo undefeated at home. 12 penalties against them in the Chargers game. But my first key, less than 5 penalties. I said it against Pittsburgh. This will be a general key moving forward. More weeks, more keys. That's one key that's not going to change. Lamar, be the best quarterback on the field. If you're the best quarterback on the field, this team will win. Nextly, no turnovers. Buffalo leads the league in turnover differential, +4. You don't want to turn the ball over and give them easy opportunities. That would not be wise. That would not help your cause as well. Also, don't forget about the Purple Friday Caravan as well. Derrick Henry, 20 carries minimum. I think you get him 20 catches, good things happen. 20 carries, maybe 2 or 3 receptions, good things will happen. You want to give him the ball. And hey, the first half, they may shut him down. He may only have 7 or 8 carries for 30 or 40 yards. And people maybe say, oh, why aren't they giving him the ball more? But in the second half, they're going to wear you down. It's going to be cold. It's going to be hard to tackle a big fella like that. And he's going to be having that dog in him. He's going to be knocking, hopefully, defenders back. Matt Milano, you can come get some. I mean, who else? Bernard, all of you guys. You want some? We come get it. Come tackle Derrick Henry because it's not going to be easy. And he's going to be swatting you away like flies. Taron Johnson, Lamar Hamlin, Matt Milano, Terrell Bernard, all of y'all. Come get this work because it's easier said than done. And I'm expecting more pressure from Sean McDermott. I think he's going to switch it up. He's going to do the opposite of what the Ravens have seen. I expect more blitzing. I do expect him to stay in nickel because it keeps the DBs on the field, guys who are athletic enough to contain, unlike what Pittsburgh did, Lamar Jackson. So there's going to be a guy probably in Lamar Jackson's grill, but I see Lamar probably having over 10 carries potentially as well. No drops. We know no Zay potentially. No drops. Can't have drops. I know it's going to be not ideal conditions, but you don't want to have drops. So no drops, please. Win time of possession. Buffalo wants to win time of possession. Big happy birthday shout out to Keaton Mitchell. Do we see him in the game? Because the backs of the Ravens were 6 for 6 against them in the game against Buffalo earlier this year. So big ups to them. Win time of possession. Buffalo wants to win time of possession and run the ball. I think the team that wins time of possession can do that. Avoid third and long. That goes back to the penalties. You don't want to have the penalties first and second down that are putting you in third and long. They're going to want to pin their ears back. Von Miller. I know he's old, but he still can specialize in getting after the quarterback. Ed Oliver. AJ Epinesa. I can't forget about these guys. Matt Milano. I've talked about him. They have some guys that can get after the quarterback when they can pin their ears back. Score touchdowns in the red zone. This isn't going to be a 35-10 bludgeoning. 5 or more big plays. Number 47 of the Bills is someone I'm going to target. We talk about Brandon Stevens. We talk about him being the pigeon. Teams go after him. Look out for number 47 while you're watching this game. And I say that because Rasul Douglas is more of their quarterback number 1, but I am confident that is Christian Benford, I believe. Christian Benford, that they can attack him. It is Benford. Christian Benford, 6'1" out of Villanova, round pick. In 2022. I think look on the other side. I'd be looking out for Benford, number 47. He's their Brandon Stevens. I'd be attacking him. I'd be looking to go after him. He does have picks, 2 forced fumbles, 10 passes defended, but I think he is the pigeon. I don't think he has the speed to keep up with a Bateman if he's matched up on Bateman. But if they put Douglas on Bateman, okay, that's like Porter last week. Bateman only 2 catches. Look to see who's on Benford. That's kind of why I wish Zay was playing, but Zay only had 1 catch for 10 yards when they were playing. So as you can see there, though, look out for 46 and 9. That's one of my 5 or more big plays. That's 20 yards or more. So a Derrick Henry run, a reception, Lamar. There are a lot of ways to get that, but 5 or more big plays. Let's get to the defense. Keep Josh Allen in the pocket. I know Ravens fans don't want to hear this, but if he wins the MVP, he deserves it. And I honestly don't care about the MVP. I want Lamar to be the Super Bowl MVP. Got to keep him in the pocket. Last game, he didn't do much on the ground. They were playing from behind. He made a couple fantastic plays that only he and maybe 2 other quarterbacks in the world can make. But we got to contain Josh Allen, keep him in the pocket. Nextly, James Cook. He's as good as advertised. When he was drafted, I knew he could be good. The younger brother of Dalvin Cook. He's not only good in the receiving game and the running game. He's good in the receiving game. He's a good underrated blocker. 16 touchdowns, 13 of which after week 5. He's been dominating. Him and Derrick Henry are touchdown machines. I would put some money down on a parlay anytime touchdown. Derrick Henry and James Cook. And maybe Josh Allen and Lamar. Put all of them on the same game parlay anytime touchdown. Put your $5 or $10 down. Have a good weekend. Happy MLK Day. Happy Inauguration Day. Front 7, dominate their offensive line. Now, the Bills, Deion Dawkins is a pro bowler. I don't think he's that good. Matabike, Van Noy, Owe, Pierce, Travis Jones had a couple of pressures the first game. Dominate their offensive line. Make them not be able to run the ball and impose their will. Put them in 3rd and long. No big plays. That's plays over 20 yards or more. Don't let Josh Allen get loose and run wild. Don't let James Cook run wild. Don't let Shakir, who leads or second in the NFL in yak yards behind who else? Jamar Chase, who won the Triple Crown this year. Don't let Shakir. Don't let Cooper. Don't let these guys beat you deep. And that goes to my next key, tackle well. Got to tackle well, gang tackle, swarm to the football, be fast and free, and go low. Take those legs out. Take those feet out. They can't run without their feet. Force at least 1 turnover. Josh Allen has done a good job upping his game of not allowing that one major turnover that dooms him. And I think maybe he could revert to that this week. It would be perfect. If we can get 1 turnover, that would help out. Multiple, I think the Ravens will be in great shape. Get off the field on 3rd down. I mentioned it. Don't let them extend drives. Don't let them win time of possession because I think, much like the Ravens want to, they want to limit the Ravens' possessions and keep them on the sideline. Keep Lamar with the coat on his body and him keeping himself warm in front of the heater. And lastly, limit them the field goals in the red zone. They score a lot of points as well. They can score in bunches. They can score explosive plays. They can methodically score. They're a versatile offense. You got to score. And you got to limit them to field goals. Special teams, let's get to the special teams. Make kicks in the win. I just talked about the 2 kickers. Bass, more so his extra points. But how about the wonderful job that they are going to be doing? So that is going to be something we have to keep an eye on. The making kicks in the win. Jordan Stout, no shank punts. We can't give up field position in this game. No big returns allowed in the return game on kickoffs and punts. And find a spark in the return game. We talked about Hardy. Is he going to be a return guy? Are they going to use Mitchell? Are they going to stay with Sims? I guess Sims is going to be the guy, but you got to find a spark, man. Can we get a big return? Can we get a nice kickoff return to give us plus field position? That would be great. That would be great. And those are my keys. So let's go back through the keys real quick. If you missed them, Carl Sheffers is the referee, as I mentioned. 91 penalties on the road team, 73 on the home team. Home team 73% win percentage, and the Ravens had 12 penalties against the Chargers, and they still won in dominant fashion for the most part. Lamar be the best quarterback on the field offensively. Less than 5 penalties for the game, obviously, but Lamar be the best quarterback on the field. No turnovers. Buffalo has a plus 24 turnover differential. Derrick Henry, at least 20 carries minimum. No drops. Win time of possession. Avoid 3rd and long. Score touchdowns in the red zone. 5 or more big plays. Attack 47. Christian Benford. Defensively, keep Josh Allen in the pocket. Keep James Cook contained and run and pass. Front 7, dominate their offensive line. No big plays. Tackle well. Force at least 1 turnover. Get off the field on 3rd down and limit them to field goals in the red zone. Special teams, make kicks in the win. No shank punts. No big returns on kickoffs and punts. And find a spark in the return game. I honestly can keep most of these keys if they go into next week, which I think will be the game of the year. This is the game of the year for this week. But after this week, if they go back to that place that I'm not going to name and that place that we know we're going to have to go through to get to where we want to go in the Super Bowl, and it has the one and only best coach quarterback combo in the league right now.
Like a Fatu, the Samoan werewolf. I love you solo. Acknowledge me. Acknowledge me. Whose house? Whose house? Whose house? Whose house?
If you know, you know. And they're playing this weekend in the first game. They're the world champions 2 times over. 3 out of the last, 5 years? So either way, nevertheless, we got a bigger game potentially next week. Redemption. I talked about in the beginning. We'll see. But in this game, I am picking the Ravens. I'm going with the Ravens. I don't think it's going to be a blowout. I don't think it's going to be 35-10. I think it's going to be a close, high-scoring, last-second win for the Ravens. And I talked about the kicking in the beginning. I talked about the special teams. I think Justin Tucker missed a couple kicks in that playoff game. I think this game is going to come down to a kick. And I think Justin Tucker, I've been saying it all season, at some point he's going to have to win us a game in a tough environment on the road like he did in Cincinnati, not ideal conditions, in a high-pressure situation, probably in the playoffs, win or go home, win or you're emptying out your black hefty trash bag on Martin Luther King Inauguration Day. It's no tomorrow. You got to give everything you got. And the question is, can this Ravens defense stop an offense like the Bills? I think the best offense they faced recently has been the Eagles. I think so. I think the key is going to be keeping Josh Allen in the pocket. If he runs, you want to keep him under 50 yards rushing. I think that's a good key. You want to keep Cook under 85 total yards. That's a good key as well. But I think him, Cook, Allen, Cook, Lamar, and Henry are all locks, in my opinion, for touchdowns on Sunday. I think Lamar will have 10 or more carries. I think Josh Allen will have 10 or more carries. It's whatever it takes. It's no tomorrow. You throw everything you have on the table. Todd Monken, you're interviewing for the Jaguars. You're interviewing for the Saints, potentially. You're interviewing for the Bears. You're going to empty your playbook. You're going to empty out your clip and show everybody what you can do on the national stage. Jim Nantz, Tony Romo. It's on CBS. It's got the big fight feel, and it's the biggest game of the divisional round weekend, which has 4 really good games, in my opinion. And it kind of amps up each game you go to, if you ask me. So with that being said, I'm going with the Ravens 34-31. A last set, Derrick Henry, Lamar Jackson drive where they get in field goal range. It's snowing, it's ideal conditions, and the Ravens kick a game-winning field. Tucker redeems himself after the not-so-great season we're used to seeing, but he's on fire as of late. Let's hope he keeps it going, and we get a game-winning walk-off Justin Tucker field goal for the win. Now, I did want to play the hype video. I did it with the Commanders. I did want to play the hype video as you see the wonderful, wonderful event they had this week. The Ice Bar and Pop-Up Festival went. It was really, really good. So big shout out to the Ravens. But let's look at the hype video here. Let me see if I can pull this up for you guys. Here we go. And we're going to play this, and then I'm going to give you my final thoughts, and I'm going to get out of here.
For a moment in time, there was no greater feeling than Saturday night. To witness their clock expire together at our hands.
Touchdown! Rashad Bateman! 20, leg race gone! Touchdown! Derrick Henry! The Hayes in the barn! It's on to the divisional round for the Ravens. Keep stacking, man. 3 more to go.
But by dawn, those tackles and touchdowns joined the volumes of our collective past. As our pendulum swings without hesitation to our next future memory.
Show the world exactly who we are!
We have a sense of having been here before. It's impossible to ignore our legacy, seemingly fated to reappear. Same age, same position, same gauntlet of unpromised tomorrows.
Oh, Lamar Jackson!
Touchdown!
And with clockwork precision, this historic showdown arrives 3 steps from immortality. But to conquer the league's legends, every man in our colors counts.
Pass is intercepted. Corey Graham. He's going to go all the way. It is gone. Real fumbles the ball at the 4-yard line.
Guess who? Kyle Van Noy.
We've never been more prepared for this moment than right now.
Second goal from the first snap to the left.
These are our Ravens, and this is our time.
There you have it. If that doesn't hype you up for the game on Sunday night, I don't know what else will. Time is now. Conquer all. We see it. Ravens, Bills. It is time. I really hope you guys have enjoyed this preview. If you made it this long, thank you for rocking out with me. I appreciate it. And we're on the run. On the run to the Super Bowl, hopefully. But we'll take it 1 week at a time. As I mentioned, I'm not thinking about next week. I'm not thinking about where we could be playing, who we could be playing. One game at a time. One play at a time. One possession at a time. One down at a time. One quarter. One half. One game at a time. Add it all up. Should be a Ravens victory. I'm going with the Ravens 34-31 over the Bills. I think the Ravens, Lamar Jackson, Derrick Henry have a game-winning drive, leave it in the hands or the leg of Justin Tucker to get a walk-off game-winning field goal, reminding us kind of that Denver game, the divisional round against them, and then even the game earlier against Cincinnati this season. So I think Justin Tucker will play very, very big in this game. Special teams, look out for maybe a big return. And let's look out for the Ravens defense. Let's see what they do to contain this Bills offense, which has elevated their game since they last saw them as well. But let's not forget, the Ravens defense was trash in that week 3 of original matchup. So the Ravens defense is better now. I think they will not have as many issues as they had last week because they did have a few communication issues. They can wipe those away. They probably only give up maybe a touchdown. So sound up below. If you don't know, now you know. We do the Baltimore Ravens post-game show after each Ravens game. Will be live Sunday night. No work on Monday, so stay up late with us. We're going to talk Ravens. Look ahead to the conference championship games because all the other games will be in the books. We're going to have a pregame show Sunday afternoon around 5-ish. Look for the pregame show. Hit that bell. Blitz that bell. It'll let you know when all the videos drop, and it'll let you know when we go live, and you can RSVP. Don't meet us there. Beat us there. Comment down below. Let me know your thoughts, what you think about the game, your prediction. Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, who's the MVP. I just want Lamar to be the Super Bowl MVP. I don't care about this. They can share the award for all I care. Buffalo Bill fans, you're great. I don't want to hear that bell after every first down. I don't want to hear that Let's Go Buffalo shout remix. I don't want to see people going through a table. I want to see the Ravens dominating this game. I think it's a 34-31 Ravens victory. Both offenses show out. We get what we want. We get the over. Ravens cover. And Justin Tucker with the walk-off field goal will be live before and after the Ravens game. Pre-game show around 5. Post-game show immediately following the results of Ravens, Bills. Subscribe if you're new. Hit the thumbs up. The like button helps us out tremendously. Comment down below. Leave your favorite emoji. Leave a football emoji. Leave a buffalo chicken wing emoji. You going to be eating buffalo wings Sunday night? Let me know how you're feeling about that. Ranch, blue cheese, none. What we doing with the buffalo wings on Sunday? You sound off below. Let me know your favorite food, what you'll be eating for the game, your prediction, keys to the game, prediction for any other games on divisional round as well. I'm getting out of here. I got the Ravens winning 34-31. A lot of information I've given you. Thank you for watching if you made it this far. I hope you're hyped up. It's Purple Friday. Check out the events around the city if you're around. Game, Sunday night, 6:30, CBS. Only place giving you sports and Ravens content how you want it when you need it. The Baltimore Ravens, they face the Bills on Sunday night. Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, top 2 quarterbacks in the NFL right now. Number 1 and 2 in NFL MVP discussion. And number 1 in your hearts is the Flex On Podcast. Stay with us. We'll be here all weekend. We got Commanders preview. We got the post game coming. We got the Ravens preview now. The preview show, the pre-game show, and the post game show Sunday. And content throughout the weekend. Friday night, SmackDown tonight. Only place giving you sports how you want it when you need it. Thank you for watching. I've been rambling long enough. Ravens, go get this dub, and let's get back to the AFC Championship game yet again.